Hello everybody, it's me Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another review. This time I'm reviewing The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Yes, that's right, I'm going to review it because you know what, it was sent to me, and even though this is a rather decisive sort of game, either you love it or you hate it, due to the structure of what happens with the characters in it, and how just downright abysmal and depressing this game is, it's still a fundamentally fantastic, well-playing game. But why have a remaster of a game that is already pretty much as good as it can get? Well, they do mix it up a little bit. First of all, it does run smoother. It does have a higher visual fidelity to it. And they do add more bells and whistles, at least to the PS5's version with their dual sense controller, with the pressure-sensitive triggers when you're pulling arrows back and stuff like that. But if you really want to know what I think about this game, basically go and check out my Last of Us 2 review. I did a review on this when it first launched a long time ago, so if you're wondering what I feel about the game itself, go back and check my review on The Last of Us Part 2. Not because I want you to view more videos on my channel, but honestly, I'm not going to go into detail on this video of the game, because it's the same game, okay? They did not add anything to the base game. Notice I say base game, because there are other options. So if you play the main base game, it is exactly the same as it was. Nothing new is added, but they did enhance the visuals and tweak some of the DualSense controller features. That's really all they did with the main game itself. I noticed load times were a little bit better. Like I said, visual fidelity was better, but the game itself is fundamentally exactly 100% the same. They didn't really change it as much as they did with The Last of Us 1, quote, remastered for PS5. But this does come with a couple added extra features to it that I'll get into detail if I feel if it warrants a purchase or not. But before I get any farther, I have to say, to appease the YouTube algorithm gods, please give me a thumbs up, please subscribe to my channel, leave lots of comments below, and here we go with my review of this particular game, which I'm going to say this right out, I don't think they needed to make this. I think that this was kind of a wasted effort. It has some cool new stuff to it, but for the price, honestly, I would like to see it being free. Oh, wait, what was that, Rick? What? Oh, really? Apparently, if you own this game already, for only $10 more, you can unlock all this extra stuff for it. I did not know that. Well, thanks for telling me, Rick. You should have told me before they sent me the damn copy of the game. Oh, well, fine, Rick. Well, apparently, with this particular game, if you actually already own a copy of it, you can get these added perks for only like $10 extra. That I don't have a problem with. That is fundamentally pretty decent. It would have been nice if it was free, but you know what? I get it. It doesn't. It's not free to make this content. It does take time and money and effort away from these people making, I don't know, a Jack and Dexter game. Pardon my French. Sorry if I'm yelling. But what exactly does this bring to the table that the original game does not have? Well, there's really only 3 new added things to this particular title, above the higher resolution slightly and the better frame rate and better load times. And that consists of, 1, the lost levels, where you go in and there's 3 levels that apparently, there was a lot more than that, but there's 3 levels that are playable that were cut from the original game that they made of Last of Us Part 2, not the original, but this one. And they have a creator commentary of the people that tell you what they did, why it was cut. And as you're going through these levels, there's nice little icons, as you can see here, that you can click on. It gives you backstory of what they were trying to do with this particular level. And some of them are kind of rough, but they're still playable. They're still pretty decent. And there's 3 of them that you get to play through that take place in certain parts in the game. And This I actually liked. I like this. I like this because with a lot of games, same as movies, there's a lot of content that is filmed, or in this case, built, that is not used and it just gets tossed to the wayside. So it's nice to see at least some sort of these things they took the time to build, at least being able to be seen, once again. So this I didn't have a problem with. This I like. I wish more games would do something like this. This was cool. I really did like it, especially with the commentary that told you what they were going for. Next up is basically the free play of the guitar. That's right, because when you think hardcore, you think, I want to play the guitar in free play mode. Well, at first you're like, okay, this is ridiculous. But when you realize that you can literally, if you know the notes and everything, you can literally play these instruments correctly. You can actually play real music with them. They took the time to actually animate and have it to where the person actually has their fingers on the correct strings as you strum and play these guitars. Now I say guitars because not only can you have multiple different characters that are playing the guitar and different locations, but you can have different guitars. You can have an old classic guitar. You can have a banjo. You can have other things, and as you progress through, you actually unlock different guitars you can play, which is ridiculously stupid. It's stupid. But I can't say that I don't like that. I think that's kind of cool. Not exactly the best use of development time, I would say, for a remaster, but nonetheless, it was still kind of cool that they had that in this. But the main meat and the potatoes of the new content they added to this is known as the no return mode. That's right, it's a roguelike spawning mode where you go through multiple different levels as multiple different characters that you can unlock and unlock different gear for them, different weapons, and it's basically a survival horde mode where you go through these different areas, going against different waves of either enemies or monsters, and this hands down has a lot of content to it. It is fleshed out very well and it's very well done. This, hands down, is the best part of this remaster. I mean, don't get me wrong, the original game, if you haven't played it, is good, but if you want new content, definitely the no return mode is where it's at. The amount of detail and effort they put into this is actually quite astounding, and I find myself playing this repeatedly, having a really good time with it. Getting myself used to each character, the way they move, the way they handle the different weapons. The spawn points are random. There's certain things that pop up to give you bonuses. You can craft on the fly as you deal with other enemies, like human enemies, the clickers, or the zombies showing up. Whatever you want to call them, but. Nonetheless, I have to think the best part of this is the no return mode. This is really cool. The only thing missing other than that, I would say, would be like an online multiplayer mode, but we already know they canceled that. So that's depressing, but I understand why. Take a lot of effort in it. But hands down, do I personally feel for the price, is this worth it? No, I don't. Now, maybe if you already own it and it's only like $10 more or so, that's not that bad for at least the no return mode. That itself, honestly, is warranting about the $10. But if you're one of these poor schmucks that comes in from the streets and just buys this as is, you're going to pay full price for this. And don't get me wrong, the main game, while it's depressing and I didn't like the story arcs or what happens with the character development, please, once again, go back and watch my review of The Last of Us Part 2 if you want to see what I feel about that game. But honestly, for the overall size of the game, if you were to buy this, it's not that bad of a deal. It really isn't if you haven't already played this before. If you have played it before, I hope you have an old version of the game to pay $10 more, because you're basically paying for the no return mode and the free play of the guitar. And the lost levels are really, really cool. I wish there was more of them. And honestly, all in all, if the price was cheaper, if you bought the whole package, I wouldn't really have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it if you buy it for the $10 mark, if you're adding on to the game you already have. But this game was already so high fidelity, there's not really much they added to it. And I don't really think that it warranted having a re-release of it. I think maybe just some DLC you could have purchased instead. I think the re-release is kind of a waste of time. Why don't you go and get off your butts and make a Jack and Daxter remake, people? Come on, come on, Naughty Dog. Where's my Jack and Daxter remake, you people? See, I said people, I don't want to cuss at them. But that's my personal feeling. I would have to say it's not bad if you pay the $10. But if you have to pay full price, it's definitely not worth it. Unless you haven't played through the game. It's worthy of playing through the game. I will say that. It is a good, well-built game, even though the story itself I absolutely hate. But in the end, that's just my personal opinion. Please leave in the comments below what you think about this particular re-release of The Last of Us Part 2. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. And of course, here at Double Dog Gaming, we always end our videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time, y'all.